Greetings, everybody, my fellow Strat-O-Matic enthusiasts. It's Jeffrey Guterman, and I am doing a continuation of a game that I started this morning. It is the Washington Senators at the Cleveland Tribe, and as it turns out, it's a pretty good game. It's tied up at 3. We're in the middle of the 5th. And I just thought I would kill some time here and try to keep myself occupied. I actually went and I made a little more coffee. I know that's not a great idea, but it is a 3-3 ball game, and the original pitchers are still in. It's Joe Coleman for the Senators. He's 117, and Stan Williams for Cleveland. He's 1-2. I'm not going to bother going through the starting lineups. What I will do is just give a highlight of how the game went. The Cleveland got on first with what I think is an unearned run. Eddie Leon singled. Nelson reached third on a single and a two-base error by the right fielder Lee May. And that scored Leon. And then that was with 2 outs, and then Williams struck out, so I don't think that would have happened without the error, the two-base error. He would not have come home at all. Then Washington scored with 1 out. Unser walked. May singled. It was first and third, and Howard knocked Unser home with a base hit. That was with 1 out. It was 1-1. Then a 2-run home run by Duke Sims after Jose Cardinal had singled, and it was 1 out. And that was Sims' 23rd of the season. And it was 3-1. Only to have Bernie Allen single in the 4th off Williams. And after a flyout by Brinkman, a big triple by catcher Jim French knocking home Bernie Allen. And then the single by Unser knocked home French. And that was 2 runs. And that tied up the ball game, and that's where we are. And we're gonna continue this game here right now. We are in Cleveland Municipal for this ball game. And I want to thank you all for being here. I started the game in the morning and then I discontinued it. I had some personal matter to handle. And here I am back, and we are heading to the bottom of the 5th, and it is Joe Coleman now. Coleman's first endurance is the 7th. It will be the top of the order for Cleveland. Jose Cardinal will lead it off. He's 1 for 2. He singled, and he came home on Sims' home run. It's 3-3. And here we go. So Coleman is ready. Here's the pitch to Cardinal. And that's 1-6 right-handed. He walked him. Now he's being held. 1-20. 1-18 with the lead. We'll see if he can get it. Got it last time and stole. And no, he does not get it. So he is a 1-13, a 1-14, 1-10. What a difference that makes. He's being held. It's Jose on first, and here's Frank Baker now. He is the go-ahead run. The pitch from Coleman. That's 1-6 right-handed, and he walked him. Coleman is walked. That'll be for 2 walks in order. Again, Coleman's first endurance is the 7th. And Duke Sims is the batter. He's 1 for 2. He's singled, left on in the first, and then the 2-run home run with Cardinal on second after stealing second base. It's first and second, nobody out now. Here's Coleman. And the pitch to Sims. That's 3-6. He grounds it to first, no one being held. That's for infield in anyway. That's going to be a B to first with first and second. That's going to be a 4. And the runner on first is out, going to second for the force. So it was hit to Epstein, who threw to second base Bernie Allen to force Baker, and it'll be first and third with 1 out. First and third with 1 out. And here's Ken Harrelson. The infield is back now. Here's Coleman from the stretch. Whoa, it's 2-3. It's a ballpark blast, but I don't think that's going to go. I don't think so. It's 2-3 right-handed. Look at that ballpark blast. Harrelson, the right-hander in Cleveland. And no, it's going to be a fly ball to left, but it is deep enough for Cardinal to tag with the go-ahead run. A sacrifice fly by Ken Harrelson to knock home Cardinal. It was hit well, hit pretty deep, but not quite deep enough to clear the fence by Harrelson, the right-hander. It's pretty far out there. Two outs now with Sims on first. And Tony Horton is the batter. Here's the pitch from Coleman. 4-11, right-handed, grounds it to short. That is going to be 2, I believe, with a runner on first. I mean, there's wait a minute. Yeah, there's nobody else on. So that is a double play. We'll score that 6-4 to 3, if you will. Actually, there were 2 outs. So it is a final out. I'm so sorry. But the side is retired 1 run on no hits, 2 walks to lead off the inning. A force out, first and third, and then the sacrifice fly by Hawk Harrelson. And Cleveland has a 4-3 lead here. And again, Coleman's first endurance is not until the 7th. He has allowed 4 runs in 5 innings. Eddie Brinkman will lead it off. Here's Williams now. And the pitch to Brinkman. 6-5 right-handed, flies it to right for Harrelson. He makes the catch, 1 away. Here's Jim French. French had the big triple in the 4th to knock home Bernie Allen, and then he came home on Unser's single. French did for the 2 runs in the 3rd, actually in the 4th, I'm sorry. Here's French now. .610 left-handed. It's a ballpark slash. That might go through left-handed. Yes, it does. It's a base hit by French with 1 out. Dick Ellsworth, the left-hander, has been warming, and it looks like they're going to come up with a pinch hitter here in the 6th. Wait a minute. Shit. Yeah. Wait a minute. The Senators, I'm so sorry. The Senators are going to have a pinch hitter for Coleman, who has actually, we will, I don't know, maybe I'll let Coleman hit. He's pitched so well all year. I'll let him hit away. I'll let him hit. It's only the 6th. It was a different game back then. He's a B bunter. The infield is back. Looks like he's going to bunt. He'll be a B. Looks like it's going to be a sacrifice bunt. Here's Williams. The pitch to Coleman, that's a 7B, and it is a good sacrifice. It's hit to the first baseman. Tony Horton, and his only play is to first. So French is in scoring position. Hello, JC. Great to see you. Just continuing this ball game. 2 outs now, and it's up to Del Unser in a clutch situation. Now Unser does not appear to have any clutch outcomes on his card. That could be good or bad. Williams in the clutch situation facing Unser. With French on second, the tying run. It's 4-3 Cleveland. Here's Williams now. The pitch to Unser. 5-4 left-handed, that's a catcher X. I don't know if that's going to really mean much. It's going to be Sims a 3-3. Join the club, JC. I've had a very, very emotional day. It's going to be a catcher X 3-3 with Sims. It's a WG. It looks like it might be a wild pitch. And Sims an E3, 6, 9, 12. It's going to be a WG with a runner on second. It is a wild pitch. It sailed over the head of Sims. Oh wait, that's rare play. It is a wild pitch, still, nevertheless. And Unser's still at the plate, so French goes to third on that. I hope you're doing okay, JC. So a wild pitch thrown by Williams. And I resume this game. so I can keep myself occupied, JC, and not dwell on anything. It's going to be Del Unser still at the plate here. Full count on Unser. The tying run on third, Jim French with 2 outs. Here's Williams. Two, 6, and there it is. A double down the line for Unser to tie up this ball game. A double down the line. It was 2-6 right-handed, double 1-14. Look at that. French comes home. It is tied up. Strat is always a good choice. Absolutely. Second run batted in by Unser. And Williams suddenly one hit or walk away from fatigue. Ellsworth is warming. Ellsworth pitched in this game in real world. He's a left-handed. That was huge hit by Unser after the wild pitch by Williams. And Ellsworth is warming. Huge hit. This game has been back and forth. Now still a clutch situation. A brief conference at the mound. They're going to keep him in. They're going to keep Williams in here. His first endurance. This is his first endurance inning. One more hit or walk, though, will do it. And here's Lee May in a clutch situation. He's got a clutch, 2 clutch singles opportunities. May 1 for 3 today. It's all tied up at 4. Here's Williams. And the pitch to May. That's 5-7, left-handed, grounds to second X. That's for Nelson, a 330. Big play here. 6-3, he gets to it, G3 pound. No one held, no infield in. Just a plain G3. 6-8-10 for Nelson. E30 though. And oh, he throws him out. And the side is retired. Wow, a G3. Doesn't really matter. There was a runner on second, but, you know, the batter is out. And the side is retired. So, wow, Stan Williams gets out of it with just 1 run, the tying run. And he maintains endurance, but just barely. Just barely. Here's Joe Coleman now. His first endurance is not until the 7th. We're heading to the bottom of the 6th. It's been a seesaw ball game. 1-0 Cleveland, then Washington tied it up. Then it was 3-1 Cleveland, then Washington tied it up. Then it was 4-3 Cleveland, and now Washington has tied it up. And It's been quite a ball game at both pitchers. Just barely hanging in. Again, though, Coleman, no signs of fatigue yet. He doesn't come into play until the 7th. It'll be Klimchak, Eddie Leon, and Nelson. Klimchak, Eddie Leon, and Nelson. Okay, Luke Klimchak to lead it off, facing Coleman. Here's Coleman now. The pitch to Klimchak. That's 110 right-handed, lines it to first, caught by Epstein. One down. Now Eddie Leon. Leon 1 for 2. Again, he singled, came home on the single two-base error. With a two-base error by May. Reached on an error himself by Coleman, was left on. He's 1 for 2. I'm sorry, he struck out. He's 1 for 2. Wait a minute. It is Leon. What am I saying? Leon singled, came home on that. Yeah, he's 1 for 2. Don't mind me. Here's Coleman. That's 6-9 right-handed, grounds to third, and that's going to be for McMullen, and he throws it to Epstein for the second out. On a 6-9 right-handed. And here's Dave Nelson. Nelson 1 for 2. Again, he singled and went to third on the two-base error by oh, well, you take your wife out to dinner and you're very fortunate. Tell her you love her. Show her you love her. But you don't have to listen to me. I think you know this. Here's Dave Nelson now. Two outs, nobody on. Coleman. Here's the pitch to Nelson now. That's 1-4 right-handed, walked him. Interesting, he walks Nelson. What am I supposed to do with that? He is a 1 to 15, 1 to 16, and a 1 to 14 with a lead. It's borderline. Not being held. He gets the lead automatically. He's 1 to 14. Jesus Christ, do I have to make these decisions? Ay, ay, ay. So again, he is a 1 to 15, a 1 to 16. I'm sorry, 1 to, he has the lead. Oh. I did not hold him yet. Sometimes this is tough for me. Maybe I need to look at this. 1 to 15, 1 to 16 with a lead. That's beyond We are going to hold him. I am so sorry. I didn't realize 1 to 16 clean. Is that right? You know that my parents, when they went to Europe, I think they were in France, and my father kissed my mother at the table, and they were asked to leave. That's right, this was in the early 70s. It's hard to believe. So, sorry about that, folks. We are holding Dave Nelson, after all, because my cutoff is 13 and 14. This is a 1 to 15, 1 to 16 without a lead, with a lead, 1 to 16. And then he'd be 1 to 14. And I'm gonna go for it to see if he can get the lead. Again, 1 to 15, 1 to 16. If he gets the lead, he'd be a 1 to 14 because he's being held. And he gets the lead. He has to go now. He's a 1 to 14. And he's saying, oh, wait a minute. 1 to 15, 16, 14. He's thrown out stealing. Oh, my. Oh, he was thrown out. Again, I had a tough time with that. 1 to 15, 1 to 16, being held with the lead. 1 to 16, 1 to 14, and it was a 15. He was thrown out. And good afternoon to Kathy Harden. And that's going to give, actually, that's going to give Williams another chance to pitch. You can call that what you will in terms of the play, but they would have probably went with a pinch hitter had Nelson stolen second. Side is retired, no runs, no hits, no walks, no regrets. And it's been a seesaw ball game, Kathy. Like I was talking about earlier, it was Cleveland 1-0, Washington tied it. 3-1 Cleveland, Washington tied it. 4-3 Cleveland, Washington tied it. And Stan Williams will come out. I'm going to have him pitch the middle of the top of the 7th, and I'm going to be taking a break for about 3 to 5 minutes. It's Stan Williams in his second endurance inning. He's already allowed 2 hits in his first endurance inning. And Ellsworth is available. And it's Big Frank Howard. 4-4 ball game. Here's Williams now. The pitch to Howard. That's 6-9 right-handed. Oh, there's a ballpark blast. Oh, it's going deep. Right-handed 1 to 12. Oh no, it's caught. Oh, caught by Baker at the warning track. Boy, was that hit deep. Let's look at that again. It was a 6-9 right-handed. And that is a ballpark blast. A diamond blast against the right-hander in Cleveland. And as you can see, the home run against the right-hander is 1 to 2. It's very deep out there. And that's a long fly out. But this Williams bears watching, and he's due up next inning, though. He leads off next inning. If he can get through this, that'll be it. Here's Mike Epstein now, 1 for 3. Okay, Williams facing Epstein. Whoa, that fell down. It counts. It's a 4. It's a 110, and he hit him. He hit Epstein. Look at that, 110 right-handed. So Epstein takes first. He is the go-ahead run. And Ken McMullen is the batter. Williams on very, very thin ice. Here's Williams now. McMullen 1 for 3. And the pitch. 6-6 right-handed, struck him out. Oh, that was huge. Lord, that was huge. And the fans are cheering. I'll tell you, it may be 4-4, but these pitchers have been, in their own way, very tough. And it's going to be Bernie Allen now, with Epstein on first. Williams trying to get out of this with full endurance now. He'll refresh if he can retire Bernie Allen. Okay, here's Williams. The pitch to Bernie. 4-5, struck him. Oh, grounds to second, I'm sorry, against the left-hander. Same difference, Nelson has it. And he throws it over to Tony Horton, and the side is retired. So this has been a money game. This has been a great ball game. It is a 4-4 game. Oh, God. And we're so glad to have you with us. There's going to be a hitter for Stan Williams. How do you like that? There's going to be a hitter for Stan Williams, who his endurance is the 6th. Just on realism's sake, that's going to be it for Williams. He pitched 7. He allowed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 hits. He walked 1, hit 1, and struck out 3. And allowed 4. And one thing we can say is he kept Cleveland in this ball game. It will be Ellsworth for Cleveland coming in next inning. They're going to start off. He pitched in this game in real world. Coleman will come out, and when I return from the 7th inning stretch, we'll let you know who's going to be pinch hitting for Stan Williams. My name's Jeffrey Guterman. This is the Strat-O-Matic Network. We'll be back very shortly. want to thank you all for being here. YouTube, Jeffrey Gutterman. This has been quite a ball game. It's 4-4, and I think I've been as patient as I can be with these pitchers. But finally, Cleveland is going to hit for Stan Williams. And it will be Dick Ellsworth, who came in real world, to pitch the top of the 8th. I need to use the lavatory, I need to get a drink of water, I need to shave, I mean, there's so many things I need to do. But let's set priorities. I'm gonna use the lavatory quickly, and then I'm gonna take some medicine, and then follow it up with my other medicine. of a sudden I have to use the lavatory. It's always something. It's always frickin' something. Be right back. There's going to be a hitter for Stan Williams. And it's going to be one Chuck Hinton, who pinch hit in this game in Real World. Dick Ellsworth, the left-hander who relieved in Real World, is warming in the Cleveland bullpen. He will pitch to the Senators in the top of the 8th. This is a 4-4 ball game. And meanwhile, Joel Coleman is starting his first endurance inning. You cannot say we have not been patient with our pitchers. So Coleman for the Senators. Hinton is a right-handed hitter. He hit .256. The only reason I'm not using Ken Suarez is he only had 86 at-bats, and he was not used today, which suggests maybe he was injured. We just use an intuitive judgment when we play solo. If you want to game the system and you're managing and you're playing against someone and you don't care about anything like that, we would have went with Suarez, a .294 hitter, but we're going with Hinton, who pitched in Real World. Hit in Real World. And here comes Hinton. He steps in the batter's box. Coleman is on the mound, starting his first endurance inning. He's allowed 4 runs in 6. Okay, Coleman, he gets the sign from French. And here's the pitch to Hinton. That is a 5-6, right-handed. It's a fly ball to right field. Under it is Lee May. Oh, a gasp, and he makes the catch. You remember he let the ball drop in and then booted it for a 2-base error on an Eddie Leon base single in the second. But this was flied out. Wait a minute. 5-6, yeah. To right field. Hinton is retired. Anybody out there? Here comes Jose Cardinal. Jose flew to center, singled, stole second, and scored on Sims' home run. And he also walked and scored on Sims' sacrifice fly after Cardinal had reached third on a force out. Okay, Coleman now. Again, his first endurance inning. Here's the pitch to Jose. 5-6, right-handed. It's another fly ball to right. Is that the same roll? Lord. And that's going to be May again. Just very curious if that was the same roll. A 5-6. There's absolutely nothing that can be done about it, and the law of averages says that it should be able to happen. Maybe not often, but it should be. But what we're going to do out of just curiosity is do a replay and see about the fly ball to Hinton, and then the one to, and then the one to Jose Cardinal. And then one to Jose Cardinal. In the batter's box, Coleman is on the mound, starting his first endurance inning. He's allowed 4 runs in 6. Here is the fly ball to right to Hinton. It's just out of curiosity. It's nice to see if there's a good roll. Well, this is the first one, so it doesn't matter, but it's a terrific roll. That is a 5-6. And it is actually a 4 and a 2. Exactly. Now we're going to check out right-handed. It's a fly ball to right field. Under it is and scored on Sims' home run. And he also walked and scored on. It's very hard to do that. Fly. Even if you try. After Cardinal had reached third on a force out. Here's Cardinal's fly out. It's a 5-6. Let's check out the roll here. That is a roll. I mean, that thing is rolling as can be. Isn't that something? Look at that rolling. That is a pure chance 5-6 again. Watch that. Look at that. And then through the tower. 5-6. Okay, so that gives me some gratification that, first of all, I don't know how there can't be some variation on a roll, even if you pick it up like this and throw it out. You know, what if you just throw it down like this? Is it be a 5-6? You know, this is what I'm talking about right here. You know, if I take it just like this is a 5-6 right here, and I'm not moving it, I'm just dropping it. That's a 5-2, okay? But so those are really legitimate duplicates. In case anybody's interested, that's going to be 2 outs for Coleman. That's going to be 2 outs for Coleman. That's going to be and that's going to bring up Frank Baker. So here we are. It's very tense here, 4-4. Here's Coleman now. The pitch to Baker. (6-8). And that's going to be a base hit. A 2-out single by Baker off Coleman. And again, this is first endurance. It was a 6-8 left-handed. Single 1-10 went through. Baker 1-14 without a lead. With a lead, 1-14. We're not going to hold them. It's very hard to do this solitaire, but we're not going to hold them because the chances are so low. And I don't know that I'd want to go anyway. Maybe I would. I've already been burned with Nelson being thrown out. So I'm just going to let it be. No hold, no go. And hope for a home run by Duke Sims. I don't know who you were for, Kathy. I think I didn't hear you say earlier. Sometimes you're for the Tribe. But I think you're for the Nats today. I don't know why. But the very dangerous Duke Sims, who hit his 23rd home run of the season, is coming up. And the Duke hit 18 in real world, but mind you, in 326 at-bats. Probably around 400, give or take, plate appearances. That's like 30 home runs or something in a full season. So the Duke steps in. Frank Baker on first, not being held, not going 2 outs. The go-ahead run. Coleman, first endurance inning. And the pitch to Duke. That's going to be 5-6 left-handed. Fly ball center. It's a can of frickin' corn. Caught by Unser. And I got to tell you, Coleman has pitched good. Coleman is a survivor. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We had a pinch hitter, Chuck Hinton, and that means there's going to be anybody out there. Anybody out there in text, it would be nice to know. Dick Ellsworth, who both a starter and reliever without emphasis. Whew. Oh my God. And Ellsworth is taking his warm-ups. He is a left-hander. He'll face Steady Eddie, Jim French, and Lee May. Now, French, and then due up is Coleman. And we're just going to take a look to see if it can get intense. Cullen pinch hit. Kathy Harden is here. Ed Stroud pinch hit. Since I did that for the others, I would do it for the others. Knowles, the ace, pitched, but we want to see, did he pitch on the 19th? If he did, he's ineligible. So take a little gander here through the score sheets to the 19th. That is a hard and fast rule. I suppose maybe if it's a World Series game, I wouldn't even do it in a World Series. You could put them in with fatigue. You could make that a house rule. I mean, really, it's 2 days in a row to a customer, folks. Knowles is the winner of a choice. They may not have even, no, they played on the 19th. They may have had an off day. Shit. I'm having trouble finding the, let me look on the schedule. Did they play on the 19th? If they not, Knowles is in luck. They did not. The Senators have a adequately rested Darryl Knowles. And you know that Ted Williams, not only in real world was this Washington team the only winning record for this expansion version of the Washington Senators that started in '61, moved to Texas, I believe in '72, maybe '73. They won well over 81 games. Here they're struggling to stay at 500, which is still a great accomplishment for this team and Ted Williams. And it's people like Coleman, who has won 17 frickin' games. He won 12 in real world. What a shame I haven't kept loss records, because probably something like 17-5 or something. 17-7 or something. Unbelievable. Knowles is warming. I'm going to tell you that. Darryl Knowles, a left-hander, is the choice. Not only did he have 13 saves, he was 9-2. He's a left-hander. Here's Eddie Brinkman now. So if they want to hit for Coleman, Coleman has already into endurance innings, and he has no threat on it, but he's a good ERA. So, you know, it's a real toss-up in the 7th, whether you're going to 8th. Well, it's the 8th. You might hit for him. Here's Brinkman. Steady Edward, and the pitch from Ellsworth. Two-eight left-handed, popped it up to short, and it's Eddie Leon. We've spoken about Eddie Leon all year. All 3 frickin' years. Eddie Leon. And he only had something like 300 at-bats. When did he not play? He had 213 at-bats. He's either going to get hurt and not play anymore, or he probably didn't play much in the early season, and I don't remember. It's one or the other, because he's been playing every frickin' day. So Brinkman pops out to Leon, And here's the catcher, Jim French, 2 for 3 today. Big day for Jim. This will be lefty-lefty, though. French has been the regular catcher for this Washington team lately. He's caught, this is the 4th game in a row he's caught. Casanova did catch on the 17th. Why he's not catching these days, I don't know. Which if he catches on the 22nd, their next game is the 24th, and French catches again. So again, it's an intuitive call that they're going to let French hit against Ellsworth, the left-hander. He doesn't look so bad to me anyway. It's a tough thing to do. We're already helping them with Knowles. And he's tripled and singled and scored 2 runs. Here's the pitch to French. That's going to be 4-8 left-handed, and it is a base hit by French. Again, French, this time against a left-hander. So go figure. It was a 4-8 left-handed, single 1-9 against a left-handed batter, and that was a frickin' 3 on the 20 die. Go frickin' figure. And there's going to be a hitter for Joe Coleman. It's sort of a house. It's a rule of thumb. You don't have to always follow it, but when you're in the 8th or the 9th in a tie game, you pinch hit, unless it's Marichal, you know, Koufax or something like that. But Coleman, that will be it for Coleman, who pitched 7. He still has a chance to be the winner, but he cannot lose this ball game. Actually, he can lose this ball game. Yeah, actually, wait a minute. Coleman can lose this ball game. I'm so scratch what I said. Wait a minute. That's Ellsworth with Cleveland. Oh, God. I'm doing a sort of a mind trip on myself. We're hitting for Coleman. He has a chance to win this game. That's exactly right. He cannot lose it. If anyone's in a situation to lose this game right now, it's Ellsworth. It's going to be it for Coleman. He pitched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. I think he was superior to Williams, but both allowed 4 runs. One of Coleman's was unearned. He walked 3, 2 in the 5th to the leadoff batters, and struck out 4. And it is going to be, believe it or not, Darryl Knowles. As good as you can get. This year he had. I don't know about the rest of his career. And then the big question is, who's going to hit? French is certainly on first. We're not running for him. We're not using Roseboro. It is an intentional very, very idiosyncratic, intuitive, non-biased decision. Unless I look here, they had some pinch runners. They did not use pinch runners. Not that I have to go by that, but, you know, for me to bring in Roseboro when he hasn't played in 4 days, and then they have 2 days off after this, and then he doesn't play that game. I'm just very leery of it. For whom the bell knolls, and we have a David Baseball Demos with us. Let's see who's going to hit here. With French on first, a 1 to 9. And some of you are saying, why aren't you running for him? Well, we have our reasons, okay? And they are non-biased. For whom the bell knolls is warming. Let's see who's going to hit here. 4. The fuck? The Senators. They used Hank Allen. They used Tim Cullen. They used Ed Stroud. Let's take our pick. Cullen, a right-hander, 209. No, thank you. Ed Stroud, left-hander. My luck, 252. This is the way I'm doing. I think I'm going to go with, Hank. And of course, Hank is a left-handed hitter. Where is frickin' Doug? Here he is. No, he's a right-handed hitter, and he's a 277 frickin' hitter. And Hank Allen came in. He played left field. He did not pinch hit. But if he's good enough to play left field, he's good enough to frickin' get up and swing that bat. And that's what's happening. You got to be careful. We go with the initials here on Bernie Allen because we also have a Hank Allen. We put an initial on Horton, Tony Horton, not because there's another Horton, but we just want to clarify that is not frickin' Willie Horton. Okay. And Hank Allen, and you gotta be careful because you've got a Bernie Allen, a Hank Allen, and a Hank Aaron. And Tommy Allen. Aaron. So I think you're right. Demos, I think you're right. Hank Allen, I believe you're right. And it's French on first, a 1 to 9 runner. Not being held. Look at that, he's a 20 with a lead. He gets it on a 2. Ellsworth is a -1. That means he's 1 to 19. With a lead, he's 1 to 17. Can you frickin' believe this? Hank Allen at the plate, French. I just put Hank Allen right here and then remove him. French, can you frickin' believe this, Demos? Look at this situation here. It's a 2, but he's gonna go for the lead. You tell me where I've gone wrong. It could be that fluke chance. It is a double 2 roll. Okay? It is a double 2 roll. It's not a 20 roll. Okay? That's for the steal attempt. Demos told me everything I know about super advanced stealing. Not everything he knows. But what we're looking at here is a Jim French, a 1 to 9 hitter who gets a lead on a 2. And not only that, it's a 20. And Ellsworth is a quotient -1, 1 to 19, 1 to 17. 1 to frickin' 17. He had 1 stolen base. And we have to decide we are not holding him. And it's very hard to do this solitaire. This is something Demos hasn't really gotten into me too much, these nuances on solo. But from a defensive perspective, the likelihood that he gets a lead is so low. I am not confident he'll get the lead, so it's not worth holding. And I don't know if it's a house rule, but I do the defensive decision of the hold a priori to the decision to go for the lead, but he's going to go for the lead, and he does not get it. And that means he does not have to steal. It's correct. A teacher never teaches a student everything he knows, because the teacher never knows everything he knows, and he also knows that he does not know some things, not all things, that he does not know. So Hank Allen is not being held and he does not have a lead. And am I right, teacher? He does not have to go. I have a right frickin' here. I got a right frickin' here. If lead attained, must attempt steal. If lead not attained, not required to attempt steal. That says frickin' not required. I learned that from Demos. I wrote it down. This is my sheet. This is my master sheet. And the funny thing is, I don't even need this part anymore. I know this by heart. I know this, okay? And I know this. I know this shit. You should be very proud, David. So Hank Allen, a debunter at the plate, they need a hit from Hank Allen. The 69 Strat-O says that pitchers Bosman and Moore are 1 to 13 runners if you want a pinch run. Joel Horland, my question. And Joel, you know, I respect your advice. The only replacement I have would be Roseboro, but he hasn't played in 4 games, and the last 4 games, and he doesn't, they have 2 days off after this game, and then he doesn't play that game. If you want me to use Casanova, I got plenty of other people who can run, whose asses are just sitting on this bench, and if you want that, I'll be more than glad. I have Zoilo Versalles, a 1 to, it's your call. You know why? Because I liked you. I like you. I just did an intuitive, and it's a shame they don't have a third pitcher, a catcher. It's just a where is my team? Oh, here they are. Isn't it a shame that in this entire set they have 2 frickin' catchers? And to me, that's obscene. If you expect someone to play a season, I imagine maybe there's a nameless player, but you say save French to catch. Okay. There, I'm showing you everybody here. This is obscene. 2 catchers is obscene. What I'm saying, it's more, it's just plain in poor quality of. There it is, 2 catchers. Okay, we'll save French to catch. Here's Hank Allen now. Ellsworth from the stretch. It's with French on first. He tried to get a lead, couldn't get a lead. Not being held. 1 out. Here's the pitch to Allen now. That's 4-5 right-handed. He flies it to left. And it's Frank Baker to make the catch, 2 away. Oh, what a game. And, you know, it's not like I think Kathy is for Washington. I'm not sure. Sometimes she's for the Tribe. But it's like I'm I think she's for Washington, but I'm not for either team, so it's sort of a, you know, that was, by the way, Hank Allen who hit for Coleman. And we have Knowles, for whom, as far as the pitching duty, we can simply say to pitch the bottom of the 8th for Washington, it will be for whom the bell knolls. And that's a nice observation, by the way, by Joel Horland. Picking up on that Bosman-Moore running ratings, because those are like those. I've used it once. I used it with Gibson, just because I knew he was fast. I bet you if Gibson decided to be like maybe an outfielder, maybe a center fielder, he could have been a great player if he completely just organized his training and everything that way. You know that? He was not a bad hitter either, and sometimes he was a good hitter. But I think he's the kind of guy who could have. Demos is for the Senators. It's 2 outs, French on first, and Unser, the batter. Unser had the big double that brought home French. And let's also acknowledge French has had quite a game. He was a Harlem Globetrotter. Yeah, I know, Joel. I've heard that. And, you know, that's bizarre because I've heard a lot of frickin' people were Harlem Globetrotters, including Wilt, the Stilt. Did I ever tell you the story? Can I tell you this real quick about Wilt? Just so I don't forget it. Unser takes a ball low. You know the legend of him claiming that he had sex with 25,000 women. True story. In the early 70s, and my mother was a basketball fan. She became a huge Knicks fan, you know, along with our whole family when they won it in 69, 70. But my mother had a friend who was a little bit older and had a daughter who was about 5 years older than me. She might have been 19, 20. And a man called and said, "May I speak to Clarissa," for example. And the mother said, "I'm sorry she's not home. May I ask who's calling?" And he said, "Wilt Chamberlain." And he left his number. And it was. True frickin' story. And the mother was flabbergasted because this had already been, I don't know when this was. My guess is it was like 70, maybe 73 or 74, I'm not sure. And I think he was still playing in 73. Remember when he became a very defensive player and the Lakers set a record. I don't know if it's still held for most consecutive wins. They had just an incredible season. Unser left-hander will hit, okay, against Ellsworth with 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Unser. That is going to be a 6'9" left-handed, grounds it to first, and it's Tony Horton. And it's going to be Ellsworth covering the bag. So Ellsworth, no runs. He does allow the base hit to French, which caused a lot of attention. And he was left on base, French, even though French 3 for 4 today. We are heading to the bottom of the 8th. This is really something for whom the bell, when there's a will, there's a way. You know, I've mentioned this to you before, Darrell, and I'm not making that story up. I don't have many stories. You know, if I tell you a story about something that happened, I'm not making it up. I don't need you to, you know, I've had no other great stories except for the fact that I harassed Carmen Fanzone persistently whenever the Cubs played the Mets. I harassed him. This is when we would wait by the gate where their chartered bus was. I guess they had a chartered bus that took them to the hotel. Yeah, the use of language is just awesome. It's a for the whom the bell tolls. And Darrell Knowles, this is a lockup because the heart of the order comes up, including the big man for the Senators. So for Knowles, this is a lockup to keep this game tied. But here's Hawk now. Hawk has had a hawkish year. He hasn't hit as many home runs as I would prefer. He has a total of, maybe it's not as bad as I think, only 16, okay? And this frickin' guy had 30 in real world. It's, you know, we want home runs, Ken Harrelson, okay? We won twice as many as that. But he could put them ahead with one swing. Here's Knowles, the ace. Did Knowles eventually go to the A's? I mean, what is such a good reliever? 84 innings, 2.2, 413 saves, 1.9. What kind of frickin', you know, history, what kind of talent is this? Here's the pitch to Hawk Harrelson. That's going to be a 5-5 right-handed. Struck him out. And he went down swinging like a dog. Not a hawk, but like a frickin' dog. So the bell Knowles with a strikeout. Actually, demos. When there's a wilt, where there's a wilt, could I modify that? Where there's a wilt, there's a way. Or is the saying when there's a will? I say where there's a will. I thought it's where there's a will, there's a way. Where there's a wilt. He died of a heart attack, and he died young. You know, think about that. Tony Horton. Now this guy can blast to me at 27 in real world. This is their chance. Horton has 29 in the replay. They'd love to see number 30 right now. Here's Knowles. 4-7 right-handed, struck him out. Oh, and he went down swinging. Lord. When there's a wilt, I'd get out of the way. Well, yeah, well, that's, I don't want to go there. No, you know, Kathy just, you know, look what Kathy, I guess wilt didn't wilt. No. It's legend. That was, she's, and I say she gets right. Horton fans like a dog. And here comes Lou Klimchak. Now, Lou is a left-handed hitter. He, you know, this would be just intuitively, he only faced left-handers 6% of the time. His card doesn't look that much different to me. Okay, maybe it is a little, but then it would be on Noel's card. And, you know, it's a tough call whether I'm gonna hit for Klimchak. It turns out that they let him hit all the way along, including against Knowles, who pitched, well, I don't know if Knowles faced him. Okay, but I know he's hit 287. We'll let him hit, okay? Just let him frickin' hit. I could bring Vern Fuller in, but really, this will blow my mind. All of this figuring here. We're gonna let him pitch to Klimchak. Here's the pitch now. That's gonna be 3-8 left-handed, popped it up to second. It would have been an out anyway. Maybe not on the butterfly effect. Bernie Allen makes the catch, and the side is retired. We're heading to the ninth. So, 1, 2, 3 for Knowles. Oh. Oh, my goodness. I took it already. No, I can't remember. No, I didn't. I think I'll take it now. I'll take my pawn. Here's Ellsworth in his second inning of relief. His endurance is third. It'll be May, Howard, and Epstein. If he can get through these folks, keep him in this ball game. Here's Ellsworth now. The pitch to May. This is left. Uh-oh. There's going to be a hitter for May. And that's a must, because look at that, left-handed. I'm surprised that, lucky I caught that. And in fact, I guess they let him hit. And he hit 9% of the time against left-handers, but that just does not make sense to me. Whew. Oh my God. This is such a, you know, and I'm gonna go with just a sort of a, even though I haven't seen him in the lineup, you know, the way Strat-O-Matic is, you know, we're gonna go with Brandt Aaliyah to hit here, to lead it off. and he will stay in right field. It's just one of those arbitrary kind of things. He's a 4 like May, a +1, E18. He will come in. I mean, we could take a look if we wanted to see when he did play. He could be hurt. He had only 237 at bats. I remember seeing him in recently. And, you know, Strat-O-Matic doesn't really account for this kind of thing. He has not played in the last... Oh, he did play on the 17th. Okay. Okay, so he played on the 17th, which is a good sign. And therefore, we can say... Whoops. We just like to play our cards right here. They have 2 days off after this game, and he does not play. Again, it could be lots of different reasons, but he at least did play, I think, 2 days ago, and therefore, Muhammad Brandt Aliyah. And Aliyah, if you take a look, had 11 blasts. It is a kind of Strat-O-Matic decision. Demos had a saying about, he had actually a mention of, it's an interesting acknowledgement, is that runners are almost always held, okay? But in Strat-O-Matic, you know, you've got to hold them, and a lot of times we don't. You know, sometimes you'll see them play the infield, the first baseman playing back. Sure. Wasn't Buckner playing back? So, and you know, Brandt Aliyah is coming in now. To hit. So here comes Aliyah. He is a right-handed hitter coming in to hit for May. And he's going to be inserted in the lineup, Brandt Aliyah. And isn't it funny how, you know, and you I think you all know, I love diversity. I love multiracial. I mean, I love races. I love, you know, I learned about Black history and discrimination in frickin' 2nd grade. Okay, I was lucky, you know how I feel. So it's not a bigotry, but maybe it could be a bias. I always thought Brandt Aliyah sounded like he's a black dude. Okay. It's just one of those things, you know what I mean? But, you know, sometimes you find out, no, they're not a black dude. Not that Brandt Aliyah. Oh, attention paid. Joel Horland with attention paid. It's not baseball, it's Strat-O-Matic. Oh, I'm just reading those. Or Hispanic, sure. Yeah, Brandalia can sound very Hispanic to me, sure. Or Greek, you know. And then you get into all these different things. Now, if you want, we can get into ethnicities. Okay, and the question is ethnicity and race and the controversies. I go with Richard Dawkins. We're all Africans. If you subscribe to the out of Africa theory, which I do, at least tentatively, really in the end, we're all Africans. This guy is a genius, and he has actually a campaign t-shirt, I believe he sold for his foundation. Here it is. I could show you. There's lots of great shots of him. Should try to find courage from him because he has suffered physically. Okay. That's funny. Mad world. We're all Africans. I like to take it even further back. I say we are all slime. We are actually, you know, as far as life on Earth, there is a theory that a cell was formed. A simple cell in the primordial soup of an ocean that this planet was, and that was the first speck of life. They might have had something that happened at the same time, and it's from that. But if you really want to be, you know, thankful, be thankful to the global killer asteroid that basically rendered, I don't know what it was, 89% of all life on Earth extinct, which enabled the evolution of the genus Homo. It's a primate. I don't know if they had primates back in dinosaur time, but eventually the Homo erectus and then the Homo sapien, and basically Dawkins says we're apes, okay? But regardless of where we came from, when we came from, if you want to be creationist, go ahead. You know, it's no skin off my nose. The truth of the matter is Brandalia is coming up to bat. Wait a minute now. Oh. Oh, a big hand for Demos for that joke. Oh, Demos gets a huge hand here and from the Cleveland crowd. I thought I had missed something. I believe that, you know, I don't know for sure. I think it was one. It was a global killer. Okay? I'll tell you what's going to get us before that is a solar flare. And the solar flare we had the other day is baby stuff. There's going to be a solar flare that's going to wipe out civilization as we know it. Maybe we will start over, but, you know, within a year, basically, almost everybody will be gone. Within weeks, many will be gone due to total destruction of our electronic infrastructure. But that is, I think that's the most plausible way. The global killer, that's a shot in a lifetime, okay? Here's Ellsworth now. Facing Aaliyah, hitting for May, the right-hander. And here's the pitch, 2-11, left-handed, walked him. Whoa, Aaliyah is on. Oh, Lord. You know, you got to be careful. about what you do here. You can't try. You know, I used to play by mail. Any of you do play by mail baseball, football in the 70s? Why is it that the home teams won like 70%, 80% of the games? You see, and when I saw that, I said, you know what, this is not for me. You'd have lineups and you'd send it by mail. Aaliyah walks, Ellsworth a -1. He's not being held. He's not being attended to. He is, especially with that 8 to 10. You've got to think about this shit, David. You can't just, you know, he's not being held and he's not going. And here comes the big man, and the earth is shaking. The earth is shaking as the big man steps up to the batter's box to face Ellsworth in his second inning. Dick. Called strike to Howard. I have a phone call from my darling, my best friends, my son and daughter. She's my daughter. She is my daughter-in-law. She calls me Dad. I said, you know, you can also call me Daddy. You know, my son never called me Daddy. Maybe when he was really young. It was Dada and then it was Dad. But I told her, you know, they're calling at 7 p.m. Eastern just to check up on me because we had a rough day today doing personal issues with my mother and her health, visiting. And this is helping me stay connected and not lose my mind. Exactly. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel the sky tumbling down. I feel the earth trembling whenever Howard is around. Boom, boom, boom. And he was freaking big, folks. I was just watching a replay. Aaliyah on first, not being attended to. Ellsworth from the stretch now. Left-hander against the big man. Here's the pitch. That's going to be 3-8. Oh, struck him out. Oh, Howard goes down. Oh, I'll tell you, Ellsworth is a decent pitcher for this Cleveland ball club. It's a 4.10 ERA here. And he went down, and so did a lot of people's beers. Just the vibrations. Well, here comes Mike Epstein. This will be lefty-lefty. I've never had a problem. You know, he used Aaliyah a lot, Ted Williams. I don't know if it was Aaliyah or he against left-handers, he tended to not use Epstein. And I forgot, I'm looking to see who he, I can't find who he, could have been Aaliyah, you know, yeah, he played first. It could have been Aaliyah, yeah, but I have no qualms using him right here because he has a mighty, juicy 3-column. So here's Epstein. Frank asked the question earlier, he was here. Does anyone know what his nickname was? And I thought that was an honest question, meaning he didn't know. Turned out it was an impromptu trivia. I said Super Jew. And so back then, it was a term of endearment. I'm Jewish. I know we have a few Jewish people here. I thought it was cute. You know what I mean? That's all, nothing more. Okay. Okay, Aaliyah on first. Takes a couple steps off the bag, one down. Here's the pitch, Ellsworth to Epstein. That's a 2-7, and he walked him. So that'll send Aaliyah to second in scoring position. He walked the Super Jew on a 2-7 left-handed. How do you like that? And here comes Ken McMullen. Now this guy, 19 home runs. I mean, you know, 272. Come on. Right-handed against the left-hander Ellsworth in his second inning. This is very, very intense. Here's the pitch to McMullen now. That's 1-9, and he struck him out. Oh, Ellsworth. Oh, my Dick Ellsworth. Oh, my. You know, these teams. Cleveland is the worst team in, you know, the American League. You could compare records. I don't know about real world record. I'd have to look it up. But they're in last place in the East. And their record is actually just about a game or so better than Kansas City, who surprisingly is 3 games behind Seattle. Seattle has a slightly better record than Cleveland, but they are really acting like they want to stay in this ball game. And McMullen struck out. It's going to be Bernie now. Now this is another left-hander here. Oh Lord, another frickin' left-hander. Another frickin' left-hander, Bernie Allen, and he faced them 8% of the time. I mean, you know, what do you do in a situation like this? And I think the thing you do is you look to see if you know, you could go with a Tim Cullen, who's a right-handed hitter, and who I believe is quite able-bodied. And that's what they're doing. Tim Cullen is coming out to hit for Bernie Allen. Whoa. That was sort of like something like, I didn't do that. I didn't have any control over that. That just freaking happened. He will stay in to play second. It's a 318. It's going to be Tim Cullen, who is a whopping 209 hitter. Oh, too late. Whoa. Oh, his card looked so decent to me. Oh, too late. He's got to be used. I made the decision. You know, I could bring somebody else in. You know, I mean, how crazy am I going to be here tonight? Zoilo Versailles. Sure. We're going to bring in Zoilo Versailles. At least it's about 20 points higher. Just consider that an error of, we're allowed to do that. That's a house rule. You can change your mind. If he hasn't swung. I don't know how many of you feel about that. If you want, I'll pull Cullen from the game. If you follow what I'm saying. It's Zoilo Versailles in a clutch situation. Uh-oh, he's got a clutch reversal. Oh, Lord. Okay, here's Versailles. Ellsworth now, 2 outs. Aaliyah, the go-ahead on second, top of the ninth, and the pitch. Whew, 6-6, right-handed, grounds it to first. And it's Tony Horton taking it to the bag himself. And the side is retired, so, you know, look, no big harm done. We brought Versailles in, we brought Aaliyah in. Okay. It's not so bad. You know, it's not so unrealistic. And for whom the bell tolls, we'll try to send this into extra innings. It's going to be Leon, of course, Eddie Leon, Dave Nelson, and I'm going to say a pinch hitter for Ellsworth. Hennigan pitched in Real World. And that is a whole nother question in the event. You see the struggling Burkhart Paul. Paul might be a good choice. Oh Lord, this game really is knocking my pants off, folks. I will decide later. I will decide later who would come in to hit for Ellsworth, but it's just sort of a rule of thumb. I hit for Ellsworth, okay, in the bottom of the ninth in a tie game after he's pitched 2 innings. Okay, that's just the way I work. Of course, there could always be exceptions. You know, like I kept Marichal in. I think Gibson I kept in for 13 innings. I'm not certain exactly, but he did his job, Ellsworth, and we'll find out who's coming in. It's going to be Darryl Knowles. Pitching his second inning. He struck out 2. I need to take just a 2 to 3 minute break just to collect myself. Oh, and we're gonna see. And again, I have 608. Oh, it was just awful. It was just awful. Try not to think about it. I will be back in just a couple minutes, folks. Whew. God. been an amazing ball game. Darrell Knowles on the mound. Bottom of the ninth, 4-4 ball game. And look who it is, Eddie Leon. Oh. Oh. Here's Knowles. That's 2-7 left-handed, and it's a base hit for Eddie Leon. Whoa. Eddie, the winning run. On first. Knowles a -1. Leon 1-12. Not being held. Not being held. And not going. Eddie. And here comes Dave Nelson. Whoa. Shit. What is... What the hell is this? This is Strat-O-Matic. This is it's funny, they had a pinch hitter for Eddie Leon, and it was Russ Snyder, and he, I don't know what he did. He didn't have even have an at bat. He may have walked or something, but we might want to pull a roundabout. As long as Russ Snyder is not a left-handed hitter, we might want to use... Oh, he is a left-handed hitter. Oh, my. Oh, God, is that's, you know... and I don't like to compare cards, because then you get into try to gaming a system. You know what I mean? I think Nelson's a little better anyway. We're going to end up going through, you know, every freaking pinch hitter they have, but we still do have some people. I'm not sure I want to use Suarez here. I think we're going to go with Larry Brown. Larry Brown, a right-handed hitter who is a B frickin' bunter, and I just had, I don't know, demos if you, when you play solo, Joel, when you play solo, if you get intuitive mechanisms, psychological mechanisms that just sort of, it's not bias, it's just he's gonna bunt. He's gonna frickin' bunt. He's a B, not a C. And the decision has been made. Only you know about it. Larry Brown knows about it. He will stay in to play second base. He's a B bunter. I think that Washington has to be suspecting it. Let's see if the infield is in or back now on Brown, a B bunter here. It's back. He'll stay B. It's Eddie Leon on first, not being held. Larry Brown at the plate, B bunter. Not being held. Here's Knowles. And the pitch to Larry Brown. Whoa, that was not a complete roll. That was not a complete roll. You got to roll the 3 die. I rolled the 2 black without the white die. And we're going to confirm that. And if so, that's going to be a re-roll. And that's house, I mean, that's about as house rules as you can get. We are going to look at it. That was wild. That was almost a foul off. Let's take a look here. And see. Darryl Knowles on the map. You know what I mean? I don't know demos of you when you play solo. Joel Bunter. Here we go. It's got to be the two black and the white. I think that Washington has to be suspecting it. If you roll the 20 die house rules, that's okay. It's just superfluous. On the bunt, we're rolling the 3 die. And it says roll the 3 dice, you see. And we did not. Let's just double check. Here it is. Let's see if the infield is in or back now on Brown. A B bunter here. It's back. Okay, here's stay B. Here's the roll. It's Eddie Leon on first, not being held. Larry Brown at the plate. B bunter, not being held. Here's Knowles. And the pitch to Larry. And as you can see, unfortunately, I don't even have the white die in my hand. So that automatically shows you this is a re-roll. This white die did not even roll. Watch. Brown. Whoa, that was not a complete roll. Somehow I was fortunate enough to pick up on it. The white die was already latent. And therefore, it's going to be a re-roll. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no reason I'm trying to do anything wrong here. Anybody out there?
In today's ever-changing world.
And here's the bunt attempt again. It's Knowles facing Brown, a B bunter. Let's get this right this time. All 3 die. Whoa, it's a 9 and it's good. Doesn't really matter where it's hit, does it? It's rolled in front of the plate and French jumps on it, but his only play is to first. It drew him away up the line, and that's a very pretty sacrifice bunt by Larry Brown. That'll put Eddie Leon in scoring position. It was indeed latent. Thank you. I don't even know if that's the right word, Joel. It was not rolled. That's the bottom line. Now there's going to be a hitter for Ellsworth. Now there's going to be a hitter for Ellsworth, and the Indians are hoping they're not going to need a pitcher. You have 2 chances here to win this ball game. And it's going to be, oh Lord, it's so hard to pick here. It really is, because I use it as a guideline. It would be so easy to bring Ken Suarez in, but why has he not played? I could use Fuller, I could use Nagelson, I could use Snyder. I could use Cap Peterson. But the question I have is, why hasn't Kenny Suarez played? And he had only 85 at-bats. Using him is like, he hit 280 something, but you see, using him is like, to me, it's like gaming the system. It's using someone who should not be available. I'm scrolling, looking at games. He is nowhere to be seen. So we're going to go with someone else. We are going to go with someone I feel really good about here, Cap Peterson. And I know it's 227, but you know, these are the Cleveland Tribe. Cap Peterson coming in to hit for, and I must tell you, if this game is not finished after this game, I'm going to end the broadcast because I'm just exhausted from the day. I hope you understand. Just exhausted. Here's Cap Peterson. Knowles in his second inning. It's Eddie Leon on second. He hits single to lead it off. Sacrificed by Larry Brown to second. Here's Cap now hitting for Ellsworth. Here's Knowles. And the pitch to Peterson. That's 6'11", right-handed, fly ball left. That's for the big man Howard, and pounding on the earth. He comes up with it. And who else could we want but Jose Cardinal? I don't know who out here is for Cleveland. He only was a 257 hitter, but boy, I sure liked him. He's coming up, and he's got a chance here, folks. Jose Cardinal, 1 for 3, singled, scored on Sims' homer, walked in the 5th, came home on a sacrifice fly. He's 1 for 3 with the walk, 2 runs scored, and has a chance to knock in the winner here. Bottom of the 9th, tied at 4 with Eddie Leon in scoring position. Jose. With a clutch reversal on his card. The pitch from Knowles. That's 3-3. He popped him up to short. It's Steady Eddie Brinkman. He makes the catch. And we're going to extra innings. Ellsworth will not come in. I'll tell you what I will do is I will announce who's coming in. Look at Knowles. Now, that was Knowles' last inning. You could keep him in if you want. But there's got to be a new pitcher for Cleveland. Remember, it is Larry Brown now playing second base. Ali is in right. Versailles at second for the Senators. I think it's only fair to talk about who may pitch before I sign off, so that when I come to the game, it's all prepped. I don't have anybody in my call-ups to use. There are several candidates. And the candidates are Hargan, I'm sorry, I don't know where Hennigan is. Hennigan. Here's Hennigan. Whoa. Let me check out his record. He pitched in this game in real world. This damn thing. He had a 3.31 ERA. He pitched in this game in real world. And you know what? That's good enough for me. That is good enough for me. There is Phil Hennigan's card. So it absolutely will be Hennigan, the right-hander, coming in to pitch the top of the 10th to Washington. He has a +8 hold. With French, he is a +5. There's always a downside. But at least we know Phil Hennigan died at age 70. There he is with Cleveland. This is Find a Grave. He served in Nam. Philip W. Hennigan, who pitched only 5 years. And he did have a good number of innings pitched starting in 1970 and was a pretty, for 3 years, a fairly, especially for Cleveland, a fairly reliable pitcher. So Hennigan will pitch. I hope you all understand. I'm pooped. I'm getting a call at 7 from my son and daughter-in-law. We visited hospice, my mother's hospice today, and it was the first time I've seen her in a long time, and it was surreal. That's all I can say to you folks. It was surreal. And you know that I have my own challenges coping and such, but it was surreal, the bad condition she's in, and all just how your head swims. It's unbelievable. So they're just calling me to make sure that I'm okay. And not only that, they're such wonderful people, my son and daughter-in-law, his wife. They're picking me up tomorrow, and we're going to have brunch at their house. So I want to thank everybody. I'm going to wait for the phone call, and then I'm going to just sort of settle in and try to get some sleep. I hope you enjoyed this game. This game is really something, but you know, there comes a time when you've got to call the game due to fatigue. And let me just let you know, Knowles is still in this game. And He's pitched 2 innings already. And that's going to be it for Knowles. And who they're going to bring in, that's a whole nother, maybe Jan Dukes, we'll see. So we're going to put this away. It's been quite a game, I'll tell you. And I've enjoyed your company. I've enjoyed your comments. It's all part of the developmental stage, what I'm going through, and inevitable. Thank you, Joel. Take care, everybody.